Before you say a single word, before you smile, before you even realize it's happening, a silent verdict is already forming. Here's the unsettling truth of dark psychology. Most judgments aren't made during conversation. They're made before conversation. In the first few seconds, her brain isn't listening. It's scanning, testing, sorting you into invisible categories you were never told existed. And no, this isn't about looks. It's about signals. Signals you're sending without permission. Signals you can't take back. While you're thinking, I hope I make a good impression, she's asking a more dangerous question. Does this man feel intentional or accidental? That answer decides whether curiosity opens or doors quietly close. Most men never notice the moment it happens, because it happens fast. And once it's done, everything you say after is filtered through that first judgment. But here's the twist. What she judges first isn't what you think. And once you see it, you'll never walk into a room the same way again. The first test isn't your face. It isn't your height. It isn't even your confidence. It's something far more uncomfortable. Your condition, not your body, your maintenance. In dark psychology, this is called the competence scan. Her brain is asking one brutal question. Does this man manage his life? Or does life manage him? And the answer shows up in seconds. Wrinkled shirt, scuffed shoes, clothes that don't quite fit. Not because they're cheap, but because they look unconsidered. Here's the dangerous part most men miss. Women don't see a stain. They see a pattern. They don't see shoes. They see attention to detail. A man who can't notice small things sends a quiet message. I'll miss big things too. Two men walk into the same room. One wears expensive clothes that look forced. The other wears simple clothes that look deliberate. The second man wins almost every time because intention feels like safety. And safety is the foundation of attraction. But that's only the surface layer, because once the visual scan ends, something far more revealing begins. After the visual scan, her attention shifts, but not to you. It shifts to how you treat the world around you. This is where dark psychology becomes ruthless, because she's not watching your words. She's watching your default settings. The waiter, the barista, the Uber driver, these people aren't invisible to her. They're mirrors. The moment you think this interaction doesn't matter, she thinks this is who he really is. A sharp tone over a small mistake. Impatience during a delay. A subtle eye roll you think no one noticed. She noticed. And worse, she translated it. In her mind, inconvenience equals pressure. And pressure reveals character. Here's the part that ends dates instantly. Kindness that disappears when power shifts. You're charming to her, but dismissive to them. That tells her everything she needs to know about how you'll behave. Once comfort replaces effort, one small moment can flip the switch. Not dramatically, silently. She'll still smile, still nod, still finish the conversation. But emotionally, she's already gone, because now she's asking a new question. If this is him when it's easy, what is he like when it's hard? And once that question appears, you're playing defense. Before she trusts your words, she tests your emotional safety. And the test isn't obvious. It happens in how you speak about people who aren't there. Your ex, your friends, your boss, your family. In dark psychology, this is called projection mapping, because how you describe others is how you'll eventually describe her. Every bitter sentence is a warning. Every victim story is a signal. Everyone betrayed me narrative creates distance. If every ex was crazy, her mind doesn't argue. It calculates. If every authority figure was an idiot, she imagines future conflict. If everyone else is the problem, she knows who will be blamed next. Then comes the smile test. Not your polite smile, your real one. Does warmth reach your eyes? Or does your face stay guarded, controlled, unreadable? Men think seriousness looks strong, but emotionally it often reads as closed, and closed feels heavy. A man who can't soften, who never shows lightness, signals a relationship that will feel like work. She isn't looking for entertainment. She's scanning for emotional permission. Permission to relax. Permission to be human. And if your presence feels tense, her nervous system quietly pulls away. Now we enter the layer that feels invisible, but decides everything. Her eyes drift naturally to places you never think about. Your mouth, your hands, your scent. In dark psychology, this is the intimacy preview. Because long before attraction becomes conscious, the body asks one question. Would closeness feel safe or uncomfortable? Dry, cracked lips don't register as cosmetic flaws. They register as neglect. That white line at the corner of your mouth? She sees it. And in that split second, the imagination shuts down. Hands come next. Rough skin, dirty nails, chewed fingers. She's not judging masculinity. She's imagining touch. Would those hands feel grounding or irritating? Would they soothe or scratch? This is subconscious, instant, final. And then there's scent. Not bad smell, wrong smell. Too much cologne screams insecurity. Covering odor screams dishonesty. Her brain can tell the difference between clean and masked. Scent bypasses logic and hits memory, emotion, instinct. You could say everything right, but if her body says no, the answer is already decided. This is where attraction quietly lives or dies. This judgment isn't about attraction. It's about survival. Your body language is being read like a warning label. How close do you stand? How much space do you take? Do you move with awareness or entitlement? In dark psychology, this is the threat calibration. Men who lean in too fast trigger instinctive resistance. Men who hover, block exits, or touch without invitation raise alarms. You may think you're being confident. Her nervous system hears something else. Confidence feels grounded. Aggression feels unpredictable. Then come the eyes. Too little eye contact. She senses insecurity or avoidance. Too much? Her body tightens. Balanced eye contact communicates presence without pressure. It says, I'm here, but I don't need to dominate you. Now watch what happens when plans shift. The cafe is full. The movie is sold out. The order is wrong. Your reaction is the test. Frustration signals rigidity. Blame signals volatility. Calm adaptation signals leadership. This is where many men lose without realizing it, because stress reveals the future. She's asking, if life becomes difficult, is this man stable? While you think you're having a normal conversation, she's measuring respect. Not what you say, but how you listen. This is called conversational dominance testing in dark psychology. Do you interrupt? Do you redirect stories back to yourself? Do you finish her sentences? Each interruption is a quiet statement. My thoughts matter more than yours. Some women even test this on purpose. They start a story slowly, just to see if you'll let them finish. If you don't, she learns exactly how a relationship with you would feel. Then comes the phone behavior. Check it once, neutral. Keep it face up on the table. You're signaling options. Constant glances at notifications say one thing: my attention has somewhere better to be. And attention is currency. Where you spend it reveals value. Next, your voice. Not the words, the delivery. Too fast, nervous or controlling. Too slow, condescending. Too loud, insecure. Too soft, uncertain. Your tone tells her whether you're grounded or performing. And then there's laughter. Your real laugh versus your polite laugh versus your nervous laugh. Some women can distinguish all three instantly. Authentic laughter creates connection. Forced laughter creates discomfort. At some point, she reveals something small but personal. Not dramatic, not heavy, just enough to open a door. In dark psychology, this is called graduated vulnerability. She's watching what you do with it. Do you ignore it? Do you joke it away? Do you immediately try to fix it? Or do you hold space? Most men fail here, not because they're bad, but because they rush. They treat emotion like a problem to solve, instead of an experience to understand. Listening without fixing signals emotional maturity. Matching vulnerability signals availability. Dismissing it signals emotional danger. Then comes the boundary test. She says no to something small, a drink, a suggestion, a timing limit. What you do next matters more than the no itself. Pressure, even playful, reads as entitlement. Negotiation reads as disrespect. Immediate acceptance reads as safety. And safety unlocks attraction. But there's another layer. Watch how you react to her success, her intelligence, her ambition, her confidence. Do you support, compete, downplay? Your reaction reveals your relationship with power. And here's the truth most men aren't ready for. Nothing kills attraction faster than quiet insecurity. The moment you leave, the analysis doesn't stop. It sharpens. In dark psychology, this is the consistency audit. She replays everything, but now with distance. Your exit matters more than you think. Did you linger too long? Did you rush out awkwardly? Did you end things with warmth or neediness? The final emotional aftertaste often outweighs the entire interaction. Then comes message timing. Reply instantly every time. Desperation. Wait days on purpose. Games. Natural response rhythm signals a real life. And then social media. Your online presence is either confirmation or contradiction. The party photos when you claimed you're past that stage. The bitter post about an ex. The thirsty comments you forgot you left. All evidence. Words create an image. Behavior verifies it. Inconsistencies break trust faster than mistakes. She also tracks patterns. Do your values align with your actions? Do your stories match your choices? Some women keep mental ledgers, not to judge you harshly, but to protect themselves. And when too many lines don't add up, the conclusion is silent. After everything, the scans, the tests, the observations, she doesn't ask, was he impressive? She asks something far more dangerous. How did I feel after he was gone? In dark psychology, this is the emotional residue test. Did she feel lighter or heavier? Calmer or drained? Seen or evaluated? Men remember conversations. Women remember states. You can say the right things and still leave the wrong feeling. The men who pass this test aren't flawless. They're regulated, present, respectful, consistent. They don't try to win. They don't perform. They make space. And here's the twist most men never hear. None of these judgments are about manipulation. They're about safety, stability, and self-respect. Awareness isn't about changing who you are. It's about removing the signals that misrepresent you. When you understand what's being evaluated, you stop guessing and start aligning, not because you forced it, but because you finally showed up clearly. Now I want to hear from you. What subtle behavior do you think changes perception the fastest? What realization surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. Because once you see these hidden evaluations, you can't unsee them. And that awareness, that's where real power begins.